What if the person you trust most, your own child, becomes the source of your worst nightmare? This is the sharing story of Paris Bennett, a 13-year-old boy with an IQ of 141, who committed an unthinkable act in February 2007 in Abilene, Texas. At first glance, Paris seemed like the golden child, highly intelligent, the older brother to a sweet little girl named Ella, and the son of Charity Lee, a single mother doing her best to rebuild her life after overcoming addiction. But beneath this facade lay darkness so profound it would change the family's life forever. After diving deep into this case, I discovered that what happened on the night of February 5th wasn't just a spur of the moment tragedy. It was calculated, planned, and the reason behind it will leave you questioning everything about human nature. At first, Paris grew up in a home filled with love, though his mother Charity had her struggles. A former addict, Paris was born and she got sober before Paris was born and worked tirelessly to provide for him and his younger sister, Ella. By all appearances, they were a family on the mend, but there was something dark lurking within Paris. From an early age, Paris displayed signs of brilliance and charm, but also something much more disturbing and violent thoughts. He made drawing depicting death and violence as young as 8, though no one fully understood their significance at the time. Charity thought that she had left her struggles behind, but she didn't know her past mistake would soon come back to haunt her in a way no one could have predicted. On the night of February 5th, 2007, Charity went to work at Buffalo Wild Swing, leaving her 2 children in the care of a babysitter. Paris, ever the manipulative older brother, convinced the babysitter to leave early, claiming he could handle things on his own. Once alone, Paris set his horrifying plan into motion. He did his 4-year-old sister, Ella, stabbed her 17 times in an attack so slow and methodical that the evidence later revealed he had savored every moment. But here is the part that will leave you speechless. Paris called a friend right after the murder and casually talked for 6 minutes. He didn't cry, he didn't panic. He was calm, almost as if nothing had happened. Then in the chilling twist, Paris called 911 and said, he said with a rare composure, "My sister." He pretended to follow the operator's instruction to perform CPR, but investigators would later confirm that he made no effort to save her. When questioned, Paris revealed his motive. It was as cold as the crime itself. He claimed he murdered Ella to punish his mother for her past drug addiction. According to him, he wanted Charity to experience unbearable pain at the kind of suffering she had caused him. But that's not all. Paris admitted that he had originally planned to kill Charity when she came home from work, but decided against it, realizing how difficult it would be to kill an adult. The more I uncovered about this case, the more chilling the details became. Paris didn't act in a blind rage. He acted out of calculated cruelty. He chose Ella as his victim because he knew it would devastate Charity in the most profound way. Charity's world shattered that night. She lost Ella, her beloved daughter, and Paris, the son she thought she knew. But here is where the story takes an even more surprising turn. Charity, despite everything, decided not to abandon Paris. She visits him regularly in prison, saying her maternal instinct would allow her to give up on him. She has described his choice as one of the most difficult decisions of her life, staying connected to the person who destroyed her family. Currently, Paris is serving a 40-year prison sentence, the maximum for a juvenile in Texas. In 2012, Charity gave birth to another child, a son he named Phoenix. She had worked tirelessly to protect him from the truth about his older brother, and has dedicated her life to raising awareness about mental health, violence, and forgiveness. The story of Paris Bennett isn't just about one horrific crime. It's about the dark complexity of human psychology and the strength it takes to rebuild after unimaginable loss. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. How much of this was nature? How much was nurture? And how do you move forward when your greatest loss is tied to your greatest love?